I know what you guys are thinking. Like, damn, TheCaliEffect. I mean, that's not even possible. What do you mean? Yu-Gi-Oh players, girlfriends, those two don't mesh. And you guys might be thinking you're in some type of Twilight Zone, but plot twist, I know quite a few Yu-Gi-Oh players that do have girlfriends, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about my story with my longtime girlfriend, as well as some really good tips on how to keep and get a girlfriend. I mean, let's face it, if you guys were broke, would you take money advice from a homeless man? Or would you take it from Bill Gates? Take it from the person that's been through it, knows about it, and has all of the information to provide to you guys. Now, before we get into this video, I just wanted to let you guys know a couple of things. First, if you're looking for a Yu-Gi-Oh video, don't click on this fucking video. Seriously. Click on any of the other TheCaliEffect videos that don't say the story of the TheCaliEffect. The second thing you guys need to do is obviously know that viewer discretion is advised. There's going to be some content in here that normally doesn't really go on any of my other videos, but you know, we just go in there, we popping it, we kicking the real. So let's get right into it. I'm going to tell you guys an awesome fucking story. All right, so growing up, I want to say that I did have a problem with girls, like, you know, attracting the opposite sex for a portion of my life. But once I figured out the formula that we'll talk about at the end of the video, then, I mean, getting bitches is easy. Look, if this one ever leave me right now, I got a whole bunch, like, just waiting. Daddy, can I come with you? We're like, yeah, baby. And a lot of people would be like, dang, how do you get a girlfriend? I mean, TheCaliEffect, let's face it. First of all, you already got to strike one, you're black. Secondly, you're in America. Oh, wait, that's for, like, police brutality. Huh. Well, it looks like I have a couple of things going for me. But ultimately, I don't have a job, as one would say. I'm, as much as attractive as I am, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to my attraction, as you guys can see. I don't really shave all the time. I don't take care of my locks as much as I used to. And I don't dress super nice and drive a nice car. So those are strikes against me. But how do I consistently get women? Well, we're going to talk about this story. I was actually in high school when I met my lady. And it's very funny how I came across to meeting her. I went to this high school when I first came out called Cheyenne High School. And Cheyenne wasn't a good high school, but it wasn't necessarily a terrible high school. We had to wear uniforms, which sucked ass. And I was always getting into some type of trouble. There was actually a point in time where I know you guys have seen that one episode of the Boondocks, and it's actually referencing to Tony Montana, where when the dude becomes a drug lord and he gets like kicked, you know, he gets shot at and everything. I kind of had that thing going for me. I was a drug lord, but I was selling candy, and I got kicked out of school. One of the times I got kicked out of the school was, okay, no, extortion was the last time. But one of the times before I got kicked out of school was just straight, you know, just selling candy. You can't be selling candy. I went out here in Nevada or in Las Vegas. I don't know how it works in any other schools because it doesn't work like that in California. When I get kicked out of one school, you just go straight to another. But you go to a school called a behavior school out here. And basically it's where they send all of the bad kids to be for a certain amount of time before you go back to the school that you originally kicked out of. So this behavioral school was called Jefferson. And I went in, it's literally like a jail too. You wear a uniform and it just feels like a prison. But it didn't really feel worse than Cheyenne. But while I was there, I met this one girl named Latoya. Now, this girl, she really had something for me. And me, I really didn't, I mean, I didn't see either way for her. I didn't think she was necessarily a very attractive girl, but at the same time, I didn't think she was like completely ugly. So I wound up getting, you know, I wound up talking to her. And I wound up talking to one of her friends. Now, her friends was super into church. And man, I'm telling you, this girl was like, whatever. So basically through me talking to one girl that I didn't think was as attractive, I wound up talking to another girl who was slightly more attractive. Of course, this was all on a platonic level, but you still have to present the confidence of that you know what you're doing and you can have it anytime you want to. Telling you guys, women love that. And they hate it too, but they love that. They love a man's confidence. So while I was biking on trips to see this Latoya girl, I saw this one girl with her cousins, brothers, whatever. And I was like, huh, now I kind of like that. Now, if you guys have ever heard T-Pain, he got this one line. He got, I got a thing for a girl that I don't even know. Everybody in the hood say she a hoe, but I don't think so. I can try her any day. I can turn a hoe into a housewife any day. It can even go the other way around. Okay, I'm going a little bit too far. But seriously, I saw her and I thought she was a very attractive girl. Now, of course, when you ask another woman about another woman, she's obviously going to say something jealous. So don't ever listen to women when it comes to other women that they know about opinions. Just don't. Even if they're friends, just don't listen to it. It's find out for yourself. So I wind up getting on the phone with Latoya's friend Brittany and getting on the phone with her friend, which was the girl that I saw that they knew. That's how you make them collections, man. You make them links. For girls always know girls. I mean, they're very competitive with each other, but they have like this friendly competition rivalry thing going on. It's weird. So when you start talking to a girl and they get confident enough, they want to show you off to their other friends. So that was the friend that I was looking for. So we all got on the phone. This was back when three-way first came out. I know I sound old as shit, but this is when three-way first came out, so everybody was fucking doing it. We all got on the phone, and the girl was so confident. She picked the girl that I actually had an interest in her sister, and of course herself. And it was like, which three of us do you like? Now, this girl that I was originally talking to, the church girl, we're just gonna call her Brittany. I didn't necessarily dislike her, but again, I didn't really like her. I thought that she was just an okay guy. You know what I mean? Like somebody that I would just chill with and be cool with. But of course, I wouldn't display those type of feelings because I wouldn't have access to the things that I would have right now, or she wouldn't feel as comfortable with sharing me with her other friends, which is probably some friends that you probably want to do. So another lesson that you guys could probably take for this is be a man whore. It is nothing wrong with being a man whore as long as you are not committing, saying any type of commitment to a single girl. You're technically not a man whore, but it's, you know, one of those things that you just have to do when you playing the game. So she asks me which one of the three girls that I want, you know, which one do I like the most. Now, here is where I fucked up. I didn't know the girl's name, the girl that I wanted to talk to. So I knew I had a 50-50 chance. The Brittany? No, we're not going to pick her. It was a choice between Amber and Tanea. And I was like, fuck. Which one does she look like? All right, so, you know, she's dark-skinned, so she's probably not a Tanea. So I take a shot in the dark, 50-50 chance, I say Amber. And Amber, who's my girlfriend now, actually my wife, I just call her my girlfriend because, you know, anything can happen. You know, I got options, you know what I mean? I like to let her know that if she ever fuck up, and some other girl's just waiting in the wings, all right? Or that's what my best friend says. It's so fucking funny. He's like, I got other girls just waiting in the wings. It's fucking funny. So I'll let her know that some other chicks waiting in the wings. So when she hopped on the phone and we started talking, she thought that I was just playing around, that I was legitimately being a joke. But what she didn't know, and she still doesn't know to this day, is just like Dark Armed Dragon, I banished a dark in the graveyard to target her. So there was no way that she's getting destroyed. It's nothing like that. Or, you know, it's no stopping that. Like, I've already paid costs. I've already done what I have to do. So she actually puts me on the phone with her sister. And her sister, they sound alike. I mean, they're sisters. And at the same time, I think Amber was maybe, shit, if I was 14, 15, she was maybe 13, 14. It was something around that. So her sister's maybe 12, 11. But, you know, girls, they all sound alike on the phone. Like, especially back in the day when, you know, we had three-way calling and house phones. Everybody sounded the same. So I'm talking to her sister, unbeknownst to me, thinking that it's her. And Amber actually starts to peep game that, hey, this guy is actually trying to talk to me. Like, he actually has a genuine interest in me. Now, here's another thing I want to tell you about women. Women, they're seldom confident. It's always the really ugly ones that are genuinely confident in themselves. I don't care how bad you think she is. Most of the time, they don't have the confidence that they have in themselves. I don't fucking know why it's always the ugly girls that have the confidence, but it's genuinely never the good girls, the cute girls that have the confidence. So, she started talking to me, and every day I would make sure that she knew that I thought she was beautiful. Every day that we talked, and we talked for quite a long time before we wound up meeting each other again or seeing each other again. Keep in mind, this is the day and age before cell phones were accessible to everybody. I mean, my first cell phone that I had to trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards for it. It was a BlackBerry. Fuck. I forgot the name. I just know it was one of the first BlackBerries. So that should let you know, like, I'm from the generation when Palm Pilots were $600. So that should let you know, as a 90s kid, we get to see the technological advances between before and now, but also when we were in high school, we got to go through the struggle of not having shit. So, actually the Razr was out too. That's actually a good thing. The Motorola Razr was out too. That was the shit. That phone was awesome. So we would talk every day, and I'd be like, I really want to see you. You're beautiful, all this other stuff. You got to pump their head up. I'm telling you, girls have an ego that once you get started going, you're probably going to have to feed for the rest of its life. I mean, if you guys have ever seen Futurama, it's that like blob that the actor guys has. I know it's an episode where it's this actor, and he is from a different universe or a planet or whatever, and basically he needs to feed his ego, so he becomes an actor and gets all this praise, and he has like a little blob thing at home, and it gets bigger and bigger the more you praise it. That's women. That is exactly women. The longer you praise them, the longer you give them confidence and compliments, their ego is just going to shoot throughout the roof. So you have to be careful on that too, but you got to remember that. Always build a woman's confidence up. So it came through a time where where we were like, okay, we need to see each other. You know what I mean? I'm a sexy guy. You a sexy gal. You don't necessarily know what I look like, but I kind of know what you look like. And, you got the little thing popping. You know what I'm saying? So we decided to meet up at a recreational center at a pool. Now, I'm pretty sure, because it's a lot different now from women. Women were very shy, when I was growing up. And now I can 100% guarantee you, especially when I coached at Bonanza, these women are fucking ferocious. They are more ferocious now than I've ever seen in my life. It would be like a woman would be considered a hoe if she asked a guy out when I grew up. Nowadays, and I'm not saying that, that in my opinion, that's wrong. I think that women should be able to ask guys out and all that other stuff. But nowadays, women will walk up to you and ask you for sex. They'll come up to you and be like, I want the dick. And that has happened to me so many times. I'm just like, whoa, bro, what the fuck? No, you cute though. But, and when I first met Amber, she was just like every other girl. They're shy, they're reserved, they don't really want to talk much, but they smile. They got their hands in their mouth. They're always doing this. And I know I'm doing a pretty bad impersonation of what they do, but they're always doing that. And how you can tell that they like you, first of all, I'm gonna say it. I'm funny. All right, I'm a funny guy, but there are some things that I know just damn straight ain't funny. I mean, my Lil Wayne impersonation is fucking terrible. All right. I have some really bad jokes, and I don't mean like, oh, it's so bad it's funny. I just have some straight up bad fucking jokes in my arsenal just to gauge if a girl likes me. And I did every fucking impersonation, every bad joke, and she laughed at it. So if a girl laughs at your terrible jokes, she likes you, bro. That's like 100% foolproof. You have to develop some just straight up terrible jokes. Either she has a weird sense of humor or she likes you. So I'm spitting game, bro. I'm putting it down. And she's like laughing at all of the bad jokes. And I'm like, all right, I feel this. She liked me, so let me put the good jokes in. Put the good jokes in. We build a little chemistry. Now, this is also a time where parents were still very involved with us. So it was time for us to go. She got in the car with her mom. I got in the car with my mother, and we went back home. We started to talk and speak again on the phone, of course, on a regular basis. At this time, she went to a different high school to me, so we didn't really get to see each other a lot. So every weekend or so, we would try to make some type of concerted effort to meet each other. Now, here is another thing that I feel that you guys should never experience in your generation. Or, nowadays, because you guys have to remember, I grew up in a generation where house phones were prevalent. Everybody had a house phone. So, and no one had cell phones. So if I make if me and someone on the phone make a decision to meet somewhere, there's almost no way to, like, you know, make sure that they get there. You kind of just leave and get there and then wait and hope that they get there. That's how it worked growing up. And Amber was probably the biggest flake of fucking all time. I swear, it'd be like, all right, meet me at such and such and so-and-so. She'd be like, all right, bet. Boom, we get there. A nigga be sitting there for like 4 hours, and I'd be like, I only got 4 minutes. Do what I gotta do. Tell you that I'ma do everything. And here's another thing that women, or, you know, another tip. Women will play fucking games if you let them. It's just how it is. I don't know if they're like hardwired to do it, or if it's something that they like doing, or if it's something that they accidentally do. But women will play games, and Amber was a master at playing games. She, bro, if you know, she doesn't even play games. She plays consoles. Straight up. You don't insert a chip or a game into her. She is what you insert the game into. She plays the game better than anyone has ever played. She's not a controller. She's not the video game. She's the fucking console. So she had me doing this, I want to say, throughout my entire 10th grade year, playing this back and forth waiting game, this, oh, I miss you, oh, I want to see you, and such and such, so and so. And that was actually a breaking point, because nowadays, well, actually, I can't even say nowadays, but if the past was now and a girl would have done that to me, I would have cut her off. But then at the same time, if I would have cut her off at that point in time, I would have never seen her again, which is actually what happened. It came to a point where I was like, look, you live, it was actually, the funny thing is, if I would bike to her house, it would take 30 minutes. But if I were to bus to her house, it'd take 3 hours. And you know, my bike was broke, so I kind of had to bus. I was like, look, I bike to your fucking place enough times, all right? It's been way too many times I didn't bike to your damn place. I only seen you once. Or twice. I'm sorry, I got to see her again. I only seen you twice, and you've been flaking out on me. You telling me you gonna come see me, you know, but that ain't happening. So look, we ain't going out no more. You know what I mean? And I'm telling y'all, that was probably, it broke my heart just as much as it, you know, solidified my leg days were rest days. Like, because I didn't have to walk or bus no more. So my legs were happy, but my heart wasn't. I was heartbroken. And what women is, you have to know how to cut loose and just move on. And that's exactly what I did. I cut loose and I move on. I was like, you know, I'm done with you. I'm not gonna play this game. I'm done with your lies. I'm done with your flaky ass. All right, because you got a flaky ass, and I'm not, you know, it's just not working. So in between that time, we would talk on again, off again. We would talk as friends. And she started developing this habit of calling me brother. So while we're here, we're going to talk about something called the friend zone. The friend zone doesn't exist, all right? And it was actually a really nice video that I seen on Facebook. It was these guys speaking in French. They were fucking awesome. And it was like, it proved, or it actually goes along with what I'm saying. There is no fucking such thing as the friend zone. You as men put yourself in that zone. And the reasoning is because men don't know how to A, cut women out, B, have the courage or strength enough to tell women that, hey, nuh-uh, you know what I mean? C, they get ran over. And D, I hate to sound like a chauvinist or just some guy, but women want a man, you know what I mean? Like, they want a guy that's gonna put their foot down. And I don't mean physically, even though some of these women are crazy and they might want it physically. Rihanna, to kick their ass. Like, women want to be put, I don't even want to say their place because it sounds so chauvinist, but they want you to put your foot down. And if you don't, they will continue to run over you and run over you and run over you. I'm serious. If you have a girlfriend, show this to your girlfriend or ask your girlfriend this. Well, actually, don't ask your girlfriend this because that's the exact thing opposite of what I'm trying to tell you guys. But show your girlfriend this. She is going to tell you that, yes, there are specific times where I want you to take control and I want you to be like, no, this is how it's going to go. It's just how it is. I dated another girl, which was my first time dating a white woman. or a white girl. She wasn't a woman. We were both kids. So it was my first time dating a white girl. We'll probably talk about that in a totally different video because it was a completely different experience. Before, I only dated people that were, Hispanic, Mexican, or black. I've dated, or I've not dated, but I've talked to a couple of Asian women, which they're completely different too. More for another story. And I remember the last girlfriend before my current girlfriend, she was Puerto Rican. And, oh man, I'm not going to get into too many details. I remember her telling me she don't give head. And as soon as she told me that, I was like, so, this relationship ain't going to last long, which it didn't. Without getting into too much detail, I graduated high school. This is probably going to be another video. I was kicked out of my house at 17. I was homeless. I was sleeping on the street. I didn't have anything for me. And I don't know if it was like, I was really close to killing myself. I was just like, this life isn't for me. I give up. And I've always said that I give up on something, or, something is stupid, or, I don't want to do it anymore. But if I'm genuinely committed to it, I don't know how to give up. So for me to genuinely say, all right, I give up, I can die now, you know what I mean, was a point in my life where it was definitely at a crossroads. But what really changed it, I want to say, the reason why I'm still alive to this day is that I was talking to Amber at that time, and she was like, I'm going to see you. And we've been through this time after time after time again. So in the back of my head, I'm like, all right, I don't even think she knows this, but at the back of my head, I was like, all right, if she doesn't show up, I'm just going to do it. Ain't no reason to live. You know what I mean? It's, I ain't got nobody for me. I might as well just, do it right now. And for the first time, it was like a fucking Disney story. She shows up. And that's the type of woman that you guys want. It's not the woman that is there for you when the times are going good. You have a woman for you when she's there when the times are the hardest. Now, if she's flaky during the times are being good, you might not have a woman. But if she's there for you when the times are at the hardest, and that was the hardest point of my life, period. I had to redefine who I was. I had to rebuild myself. But me seeing her gave me the motivation to start all over, because that's where I was at a point in my life. So she wound up seeing me. We wound up talking again, real serious. I broke up with the Puerto Rican girl. Well, actually, I didn't even get to break up with the Puerto Rican girl. We just kind of stopped talking for a while. And I started talking to her seriously. Now, this is for all my player ballers, all right? If you use this diagram, look, if your girl is still watching this, pause it. Take it away from her. Go somewhere else. She cannot see this portion of the video. If for some reason you have a girl and you decide to be a player baller, or all these other girls make you a player baller and you can't resist it, all right? I'm going to tell you a couple of things. One, never tell girlfriend A about girlfriend B, C, D, E, F, G, period. And now it seems simple, but it's pretty fucking hard. I don't recommend going down this route, but it's a route that a lot of guys will find themselves in using this formula that I'm going to present to you. So, do not tell girlfriend A about any of the other girlfriends. Make sure girlfriend B and lower doesn't know about girlfriend A. Now, what I would do is that girlfriend B would know about girlfriend C. So when girlfriend C gets mad at me, she tells girlfriend B. So I lose girlfriend B and C. Who the fuck cares? I have girlfriend A and I have girlfriend D. You know what I mean? So that is a way that you can, show some sleight of hand, because if a girlfriend or a girl knows that you're an attractive guy, she's going to know that you have a girlfriend. I'm sorry. She just is. So you use another girl as your scapegoat and keep your number one. Simple. Now you can show it back to her. What our relationship, it was on a strain because I had some unfinished business with other women that made me seem like the person that I wasn't anymore, that I wasn't trying to do, for her. I wasn't trying to dog her out. I wasn't trying to have some hierarchy of women, even though I still technically had some hierarchy of women, and it caused huge constraints in our relationship. And there were points in times where she was just a complete asshole. Like, she was the biggest fucking asshole just because she wanted to see how many buttons of mine she can push, which is going to lead to the last thing, or one of the last things I want to tell you guys. Don't let women push you over. If your girl is going to tell you she's going to go to the club with a whole bunch of guys, you need to learn how to say, first of all, let her know that you don't agree with that. Secondly, if she puts any type of way that, oh, you're a punk or whatever, and oh, you shouldn't have to worry, if you don't feel comfortable with that and she still wants to go through with that, you probably should find yourself another girlfriend, or, well, actually, yeah, you should just probably find yourself another girlfriend. A relationship is only positive when, that person can respect your opinions and ideals. Now, there are certain situations, I use that situation because that's pretty drastic, where you have to come out of your comfort zone, like meeting her parents or dealing with her family or something or so forth. But when it comes to something that far off, like where it's a probability where you feel that she could be doing something that you don't approve of, whether you trust her or not, if you don't feel comfortable with her doing, you gotta go. Same thing for you ladies that just so happen to be watching. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable with your guy doing what he gotta do, you need to shut the fuck up, sit down, and understand that he's probably not doing what you think he's doing. He probably playing Overwatch with his boys. Just putting that out there. I just am. Guys are one-track minded. We guys are pretty one-track minded when we do have a girlfriend. Unless you a player baller, you tend to stay with that girlfriend. So our relationship was very tumultuous at one point, and we wound up distancing ourselves. So my wife, or my lady, is actually a year older than me, but since she started in my apologies, she's 20 years older than me, but since she started in the Midwest, or since she was from the Midwest, they went to school, I think, a year or 2 years or something like that later. So she wound up graduating a year after me. Let's just put it that way. She was still in school. She was 18 when she graduated. You were 18. She was 18. She was 18 when we graduated. And I wanted to buy her something. Like, I wanted to buy her a gift. But at the same time, we weren't on talking terms. I also wanted to buy her cap and gown and everything because she didn't have a way to pay for her cap and gown. But she wanted to be so fucking hard-headed and didn't want to talk to me. So it's boo. Whatever. My ex, the Puerto Rican girl, Samantha, she wound up hitting me back up. And she wanted me to take her to prom. Damn, I feel like a fucking pedophile. I mean, I wasn't even a year removed from high school, so I guess I'm not really a pedophile, and they were seniors. Well, whatever. Still, I still feel like a fucking pedophile for dealing with some people so young. She wanted me to take her to prom. And here is another thing I want to present to you guys. This obviously last thing wasn't the last thing. It's you have to know when to let women go. Like, certain women in your life, you have to just sit down and assess that, is this, like, why did the relationship end? For her, she couldn't give head. So that's just like, you know what I mean? That's like, no. Like, no. I mean, there was other reasons why I didn't stay with her, but that was the biggest thing. I mean, that's a no. Another thing is she wanted to keep me, like, hidden away from her family because I was black. Plot twist, I'm fucking Puerto Rican too, but that's not beside the point. And that was like a 75-25 split of why I didn't want to be with her. So when she asked me to go take her to prom, and she was like, yeah, we can go to prom or whatever. You know, we can take pictures at my friend's house. And I immediately start thinking, I was like, how come we can't take pictures? Obviously, in the back of my head, I already said no. But I was like, how come we can't take pictures at your house? And she was like, oh, well, because my parents don't want to, you know, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, just making up excuses. Another thing, women are good liars. Now, if your girlfriend or, you know, is watching this, they'll deny it because they're good liars. I mean, that fucking makes sense, right? If they admit to you that they're good liars, then she's probably lying, and she's a terrible liar. So, hey, I'm just telling you that. Women are extraordinarily good liars, and it comes, in my opinion, it comes from their upbringing. They're taught to use their emotions or whatever they can in their arsenal to gain, I guess I want to say, emotional advantage over people, whether it's guys, girls, whatever. And they will use that to their advantage. They are not above lying to you. Now, it can go as far as, you know, telling you a small lie like, oh, I went to work, where actually she's planning your birthday party or something. And it can go to a huge lie, whereas, oh, my parents are sick and that's why they don't want to see you. In actuality, they just don't like you because of your skin color or something like that. So it can be different sides of the line. You gotta understand when a woman lies. You have to understand why they're lying, not necessarily when they're lying. They're just gonna lie. All right, that's just how it is. There are women that do tell the truth. You probably found a man or a fairy, but they're out there, all right? That was like, it was a turning point. It was another turning point. I wound up telling Samantha basically to fuck off and cutting her out of my life, and I wound up being with Amber. I want to say this was all in 2010. It's 2017. It's been 10 years since I've known Amber, and she is my wife. She is the mother of my 2 children, and she is the most awesome person that I have. She's my best friend. She's my nigga. I mean, just straight up, when you guys see me talking to somebody behind the camera, it's her. She's the one recording. She's the one that learned how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! She's the one that did this and did that. And having a girl that's going to be there for you is like the most fucking awesome thing. Or I guess, or boyfriend, if that's what you're looking for. That's your thing. Now, there's a couple other things I want to talk about now, since we're at the last part of the video. I had this one friend. I'm gonna call him Staniel. Staniel was gay, or is gay, but Staniel was my best friend at the point. Well, he was just a really close friend. I considered him my brother. Staniel had a YouTube channel and everything, and me and Staniel were pretty close. Now, Staniel always said he wanted a girlfriend. I've hooked Staniel up with... Staniel always said he wanted a damn girlfriend. God damn, they nosy as fuck, too. That's another thing. Women are fucking nosy. Staniel said he always wanted a girlfriend. I hooked him up with numerous amount of opportunities, numerous amount of girls. And Staniel would always say, oh, she's not this, she's not that. I don't want a black girl. Like, nigga, you're black. You better start liking that black chocolate if you're black. I'm just saying. This and that. And another thing, or one thing I want to point out to guys. Don't be picky. Stop being a little picky fuck, all right? Staniel wanted a Japanese model type girl that was fucking 20 pounds on the outside and all of the shit. Now, we have to look at Staniel. Staniel was a frail, nerdy guy. He just wasn't the bright, the best looking guy. So, take an honest assessment of yourself. Look, you might not be the best looking guy out there. Why go for the best looking girl? Now, if you are putting your time and effort to looking like the best guy, if you're going to the gym and working out, looking fit, doing everything that out, then yeah, it's perfectly fine for you to want a girl to have the same interests. You'll actually find a girl with those same interests that are attractive to you. I'm just saying, you attract what you are. If you a fat ass nigga, chances are you gonna attract a fat ass bitch. Hey, ain't no shame in it. The next thing is don't try to follow the paradigms of what everybody else likes. Now, when I say hot girl, I want you guys to close your eyes. Close your eyes, seriously. Close your eyes. Hot, attractive woman. All right? Now, a lot of you guys are going to think of a certain type of girl. When I say that, that may or may not be the girl that you really like. You really got to do a little bit of soul searching and find out what you really like. Me, I ain't got no type. I used to say I like girls with big ass, but my lady ain't got no ass. I mean, she got a little ass. She got a nice little booty, but she ain't got the ass that, I'm normally accustomed to. But always, communicate with other women, talk to other women, and even, she might not look like the girl that you like, but if she's a girl that you like personality-wise, that's the only thing that matters. I know guys aren't that shallow, so I really shouldn't even have to tell you guys that. That's more for you women. that's the first thing. Like, stop getting over those superstar women. If you want a girl that's like fucking basically perfect, either you are attracted to anime characters or you're gay. I mean, Daniel's gay. He still doesn't think he's gay, but I'm sorry, buddy. You're gay. Now, the next secret is, I've actually said through all these secrets, talk to as many women as possible. Be friends with them. Nobody told you to go slinging your dick out saying, hey, you want to fuck? That's creepy. But talk to them. Seriously. The ugly girls, the cute girls, whatever, just be nice to them. Talk to them. That's all you got to do. Third, have confidence. Women love confidence. Even when you an ugly nigga. I know you guys see down the street, you see this ugly ass dude. This nigga face look like a Nestle Crunch bar. He got the baggy ass holy jeans from 2002. He got on his brother jersey and he looked like a reject Nick Cannon. But he got the hottest chick on the block. And you wondering, how does this dude have the hottest chick on the block? I'm going to tell you. He has one or two things. He has money, or even more importantly, he has confidence. Because confidence is going to get you so many ways. I'm not telling you guys to be a cocky son of a bitch. I'm not telling you guys to scream and shout from the heavens and do things you normally wouldn't do. I'm telling you guys to be confident in your craft. Here is another hint for you guys. Girls don't give a shit about what you do. Whether you play Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I guess they care if you suck dick. I was going to say that. I was like, whether you suck dick or play Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess they would care if you like the opposite or the same sex. But whether you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or fucking dominoes or chess or whatever, women don't give a shit. They love that shit. They love a guy that's into some type of activity. So get in that activity and be proactive in the activity. You don't have to hide it. If she asks about it, say, yeah, nigga, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, just don't say you like My Little Pony. At least not for the first date. You gotta like bring her into that. You know what I mean? Like, wait for like, a little while. I'll be like, yeah, I like My Little Pony. You know what? Just kind of like ease that in. But for most hobbies, you're good to go. I want to say the most important thing though, the formula to getting women. The formula. This is sauce, man. Look, move your girl away from her unless she want to get some women's. Okay? All right? Dress nice, look nice, act nice. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. If you follow every single one of these things, I promise you, women will be flocking to you. Or just get cars and money. That one works too. That's like the cheap way. You don't have to do anything else except for have a lot of money and a lot of nice cars and a lot of nice clothes. That will get you bitches out the ass. But those aren't going to be the women that you're going to want to marry. I mean, at least I hope. But those are the keys to getting a girlfriend. For the guys that don't have a girlfriend, hey, I just probably got you guys in there. Even more importantly, above everything else, do not pressure yourself into into going to get a girlfriend. Hey, whatever happens, happens. I literally, if I didn't play by those rules, I wouldn't be with the lady that I have to this day. I would be with some weird chick that doesn't give head. I mean, come on now. That's weird. That's weird. I mean, all women love to suck. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time.